premium stereo system. I've been playing with this for a few weeks. There are some good, well, there's a lot of good over the infotainment system. There are a few things that I still have to work out, but overall, this is just head above heels, way better than what GMC has as an entertainment center. And as a matter of fact, this is so good that if you look at the 2023 GMC Terrains coming out now, you'll notice that the stereo system in them ain't even close to this. So it's like, this is a 2017, and you got the 2023s coming out, and this one has a better stereo system. So I suspect that I'll be set for a stereo system for a great deal of time to come. I'm gonna start it up. Okay, let's start it up here. Okay. Now, that was just some stuff that I had already started up from last night, and I just turned the car off, and I guess it resumed playing where I left off. This right here is a Gamma car launcher, which I installed off a Google Play Store. The original. Okay. The first thing is the installation of this. It wasn't a perfect installation. It was actually, I had to do some cutting of the molding in order for this to fit, the main body frame of it to fit in. And as you can see, it's pretty flush and it looks pretty good in there. Now also, I'm gonna end up cutting some of the plastic off of this because this will not secure all the way down unless I do. If you want to look at the top of this, you can see there that this part right here is preventing, which is supposed to lock into something, is actually preventing this from coming all the way down. So what I'll do is end up cutting out some of the plastic for that to fit all the way down. Now, the second thing about as far as the installation is all of your plugs plugged in nicely with no problem. The only thing I had a problem with is for the climate control. Now, this is the climate control, the old climate control. And what I did for when I first installed it, I found out that the plug for this was keyed wrong. And what I mean by that is, if you look at the outline of this plug, you can see right here, there's a little raised area, which on the plug would allow it to slide right in. And as you can see, it's a little bit offset to the right. Now, on the plug that they have, the female version, the female end is actually offset to the left, which meant I couldn't plug in the climate controls. What I ended up doing was taking a really big chance, voiding the warranty and everything, and on the plug, the raised portion of it that's supposed to slide in here, I ended up cutting that off. That way, this plug, the plug for this, could actually fit into this box. So that's how I was taking a really big chance. I mean, I could have blew out the systems, especially since I didn't know how these were wired, how each little slot was wired. But I went ahead and plugged it in, and once I did, all of my climate controls started working, with a few, I'd say a few minor problems. Now, the first thing I'd like to show you here is that your temperature goes up and down. That's for your fan. And as you can see, that goes up and down. You can control that here. And also right on this, and right up here. Now, as far as your temperature, I didn't have the dual climate control, so by default, both of them are control the same climate. But yeah, that's how you can control that up here. Now, also your AC button works. AC cuts on and off. Automatic doesn't work. I got a feeling that some of the wiring is wrong in that plug, and I may have to rewire that. Also, my recirculate isn't working. It's stuck on fresh air. It's not really a deal breaker for me, but like once again, I can go into the plug, and I may have to rearrange some of the prongs to make that work. If you look over here, the menu button works fine. Controls this over here. So your menu screen, you can toggle up and down and through those on your menu screen. Okay, and here you have your set clear for resetting your oil, resetting your trip and all that kind of stuff. So the set clear button, that works too, okay. Now, over here you got your four-way flashers. And you can see those are working fine. Here you have your rear and front defrosters. Now, what I noticed about this is that they're actually reversed. My front and rear defroggers. This one should actually be for the rear, but it's controlling the front. And this one should actually be for the rear defrosters, but it controls the rear. But they do work. Now, also there's a power button there to turn it off. And there's also a power button here to turn it off. So over here, you have a reset hole. And I believe this one over here is your microphone. Okay. Get some heat in here because it's kind of cold today. All right, let's get out of that. Okay, this is your original car launcher that comes with the product. You see, you got your date, time, weather right here, your music, the stock music player, and also stock radio. And you can move this and you'll have all your apps right after it by sliding to the right or the left. That's where they'll appear when you download apps from the Play Store or wherever. Now, as far as the background goes, this is actually a picture of me, and then there's this car logo. Now, the car logo, I haven't been able to remove the car itself. I've tried looking through all kinds of photos. Like, let's say I choose this photo to be set as my wallpaper. I hit wallpaper and it says that it's set. Now, if we go home, that car is still there. So I believe the car may be permanent. Over here you have your navigation, and over here you have your speed. Your navigation, you can set it to be linked to, by default, I believe it's Google Maps, or it'll say nothing is set to that button by default. You can set either any kind of navigation maps. Also have Sigic, and I believe that's what I set it to. Okay, no default navigation application is set. Tap to set it up. Okay, so I go in here and I can find the app that I want to start as my navigation. And that's the one I picked. So now when I go to home, Sigic starts up. And you can see how quickly that started up. I believe that's got something to do with the fact that this is the 6 gig or the 8 gig, 128 gig. It's very responsive. You know, I can set routes and everything like that. This works with GPS only, so you don't have to have your internet or Wi-Fi connected. Okay. This popping out to a widget, it's part of that program with Sigic maps, so it's not a part of the tablet settings. Now, let's see, the stock, if you have a front video or the that will show up here, but I have no camera hooked up to this. I do have a dash cam, but it's not in any way hooked up to this. I could have bought the one that they have. If you have the 360, then that will work with this system. Okay, let's go back. Let's see. In here, vehicle settings. You got OnStar and vehicle settings. This is all your controls for things that were in your infotainment system. you know, so such as like driving mileage, total trip, battery voltage, hydraulic pressure. Those are all readings that you get. It says instrument information. Now, these are vehicle personalization, such as your automatic front window defogging, automatic rear, air conditioning, partition temperature is set to uniform because this car, the original controls, you couldn't control both sides separately, as you can see. So you can't set that here because this car didn't originally come with that. But if it did, then you could set it like left or right. Air quality sensor, if it comes with an air quality sensor, then that will be programmable. Automatic mode, air volume control. You can set that so like when you start it up, it's automatically, and the air volume is high or low or whatever. Air conditioning, whether you want the air conditioning to start up, how you want that to start up, high, low, medium. Remote start, heated seats, delay latch, parking automatically unlock. You can have that to door off or all doors, driver or all door. Start with the lock automatically. And you can just see that all your settings that you had before are really right here in this vehicle settings. Let's see. Here's the radio.
Pizza, it's the sauce. For a location near you, visit Aurelio'sPizza.com.
Oh, I forgot to tell you, this is the volume control. Right here. And right here, this is your temperature, you know, from hot to cold. Just change that. Another problem I like to bring up is that I could not get these to change from Celsius to Fahrenheit. Also up here in this bar, in your tablet notification bar, you can see that it's still in Celsius, and I haven't been able to get that to change. Here you can set all your store all your favorite stations. You got 3 FMs in which you can store 6 stations each. So that'll give you a total of 18 FM stations, and you got AM 1 and 2 with 6 each, and that'll give you 12 for that. Okay, let's see. Equalizer, yeah. Equalizer you have here. You have your fader and your left and right balance. Here you have for surround sound, you can turn that on or off, adjust it how you want it. Right here, this is for your bass control. Let's see. Oh, let's go back a minute. Right here, please, you have your steering wheel controls. Yeah, your controls basically. And I guess these are programmable back and forth. Okay, let's go over here to the steering wheel controls. On the steering wheel, you have your volume up. You can see that working. Volume down is working. Now you have your source. You can toggle through your sources where you want to get your music from. Okay. You can also go through your toggle back and forth through your songs or whatever. Okay, now your call voice button brings up OnStar for some reason. And the mute button doesn't work. So I believe that has something to do with the programming. I believe that has something to do with the programming, and that I can go in here and actually program those to do what they're supposed to do. Okay, here you have their music player. Take you to your equalizer. Shuffle or mix it. Go through your playlist. Okay. Now, video player. This is the stock video player. Now, when I first installed it, I had a problem where it was saying that it wouldn't allow me to play videos. I believe that was something in the settings and the fact that it was set to China as far as the settings go. Okay, has a calculator on it. The CarLink, this is your basically your Android Auto, or what they're calling it. You have settings for it, you know, high frames per second, automatic connection, 2.4 or 5G, noise reduction, left or right channel. But this will connect up with your Android Auto, which I don't use, so I don't really care about Android Auto. Let's go into the settings. Now, the settings, some of them I don't even know what they mean, but like, you know, you can experiment around with them and see what they do. You can have your auto navigation, your navigation start up automatically once you start the car up. Let's see, I believe brake wire for video in motion, that will prevent your videos from being played while the car is in motion. Now, on-screen display time, that displays your time. You can mute the audio when reversing, show the reverse image of your when you reverse of your backup camera, backlight control for your screen. I have it on time control, so it'll be controlled by, you know, day and night time. Your GPX mix, whatever that does. Lantern settings, that's for Hell, I have no idea. I believe that's the backlighting for this, for these buttons right here. As far as that goes, sound mixing scale. Now, I guess that's for the mixer, how much you want it to mix or whatever. Sound reduction, reversing, that's what your sound is going to go down, how far your sound is going to go down as soon as you put it in reverse. The default book volume. Set at 18, which I find is pretty high. That's right in the middle. Okay. To show you the reversing camera. You see that works pretty good. Shows you if your doors are open. Okay. Now this is your settings. You can go through there and control a lot of stuff as far as your backlighting, navigation apps, steering wheel controls, things on the backup camera. Let's see what else. Settings. Oh, here we go. You got your Wi-Fi settings to connect to Wi-Fi. You got your data usage. More VPN, hotspot, airplane mode. Here you have settings for your display, brightness level, wallpaper, auto black screen, that whatever the fuck that is. Let's see, apps, all apps, USB video output setting for, you know, like your contrast and all of that, your screen for your video. Okay. Right here, I just went through those settings. Right here, original car agreement. Go in here, your external temperature, you can set that on or off. Automatic start and stop, if your car has that, you can set it on or off. Radar display on or off. Reverse parking line. Reverse track reversal. CAN box upgrade. AC information on or off. The door on or off. Audio type. Door position. I guess that's if you're in a foreign country and your door is on the right hand side or the left hand side. Now here is where the temperature unit should be controlled. And as you can see, I just switched that to Celsius. But these still reading Celsius. But once I turn it on, it doesn't switch to Fahrenheit like it should. Okay, let's go back out of those settings. Here you set your car model. I've got it set to, in this CAN box type, it's a GM Chevrolet brand of car. Over here, it's a GMC Terrain, and the CAN box is from 210 to 217. Okay, antenna. That's for if you want your antenna to come on normally. HD reversing video, the format right here, AHD or TVI. I have no idea what that means. Set screen. That's just set your screen for the for your reversing camera. Screen calibration. That's to calibrate for your touch screen. Okay. Key panel learning. Front view. That's for your camera. Unknown sources. Allow unknown sources. Which I guess download apps. Door lock interference, volume balance settings, USB error detection, a home launcher, okay, protocol. Single 360, that's if you have a 360 degree camera. DVD update, that's if you have a DVD player. The type of TV, video output settings, your OBD, 360 degree switch, that's for if you have a 360 degree camera installed. Okay. Here you have some more Android settings, location, security, language and input, Google settings, backup and reset, account, application settings. Over here you have your date and time, accessibility, developer options, about, device info. And that's pretty much everything. Okay. This is an OBD reader, OBD2 reader, which I bought before I even bought this infotainment system. I'm gonna hook it up and show you that that works. So we go down here, plug that in. Now, over here, we want to go to Bluetooth. What we want to do is search. There's our OBD2 reader. Link to that. I believe it's 1, 2, 3, 4 is the password. And the device is connected. So we can go home, scroll over to our torque light reader. And as you can see, it's turned on, it's communicating, and I have all of my diagnostics. I can even put more on there if I choose to. Add a display, a dial, a graph, or whatever. Let's choose a dial. Let's see. Engine load, small, medium, or large. Make a large one. We can see there we have our engine load along with the rest of these. And we can move them around anywhere we want to on the screen and arrange these however we want to. Here you have your voice assistant. Open Maps.
Opening Maps.
Okay, and as you see it open up Maps, I can go from there and do whatever I want for that, you know. So voice assistant is pretty good. Voice search. Play music.
Okay, which app do you want to use?
Rocket Player.
Opening Aklidening Kasamong Cast.
Okay.
I find myself feeling lonely, standing here